was recording this video. This is like the 5th fucking time. Anyway, just going for broke. This video is about my reaction to the Edmonton Oilers getting their heads out of their asses and actually doing something smart. They finally hired a GM with a proven track record of success and someone who has hockey sense, credibility, respect, and a track record to judge him on. It was awesome enough when earlier this week Bob Nicholson came out and was announced as the emperor of the Edmonton Entertainment Group and blah blah blah, and last week he had a press conference and didn't really answer a lot of questions. And then this week he fucking hires Peter Chiarelli to be the new general manager of the Edmonton Oilers and president of hockey operations. This is fucking fantastic. Now, I'm a hockey fan in Edmonton. I'm a Ranger fan. But I grew up being an Oilers fan. I mean, I was a kid, of course. I grew up being an Oilers fan. I collected the hockey cards. I had the sticker books. I knew all the Oilers history. I got their autographs. I met them at West Edmonton Mall when I was a kid. When my family could afford it, they took me to hockey games and even some playoff games. I have lots of good memories about the Edmonton Oilers growing up in the city. I loved Curtis Joseph when he was here for 2.5 years. I loved Doug Weight for the 9 years he was here, I think. And I loved the 1 year Chris Pronger and Michael Pekka were Edmonton Oilers. Those were good times to be Oiler fans. And in 1992, my favorite line in hockey was Vincent Damphousse, Joe Murphy, and Bernie Nichols. So I respect, love, and, I'm a jaded Oilers fan. But my heart was broken too many times because I gave up on Kevin Lowe the moment he traded Chris Pronger. I gave up on Kevin Lowe when he wouldn't pay Ryan Smith an extra $100,000 and they had to trade him. I gave up on Kevin Lowe when the Oilers as a franchise went after Danny Heatley and Thomas Vanek. That's why I fucking hate the Oilers, because they just kept failing at everything they did. They would overpay wrong players. They would overpay their rookies. That's why I'm fed up with the Oilers. And there's a lot of Oiler fans in the city who deserve the reputation that they get, because Edmonton has a reputation of being some of the dumbest sports fans in Canada. Why? Because for the last week, there are Oiler fans who phoned Jason Gregor in the Team 1260 going, the Oilers should trade the number 1 draft pick. Trade it. Trade the rights to Connor McDavid. Trade him. Yeah, they're out there. The same Oilers fans every year whose biggest wish is Oilers do better than Calgary, which never happens. Since 2005, the lockout season, which there was no hockey, Edmonton has had one season where they had a better record than the Calgary Flames. 1 year out of all those years. And at the beginning of this year, if you remember, I don't know, but many Oiler fans were predicting the Oilers would make the playoffs this year and Calgary would not. Oilers, one of the top 3-4 worst teams in the league, again, Calgary, not only made the playoffs without their best defenseman for the last 6 weeks, but last night the Calgary Flames defeated Vancouver to advance to the second round. So Calgary is in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Oilers, still one of the worst teams in the league. But all those Oiler fans are still hating on Calgary. For what? Because it's Calgary? So all you Edmonton Oilers fans that hate Calgary so much, you all must hate Taylor Hall, right? Because you know where Taylor Hall was born, right? Anyway, just saying, so my gripe is with them and this idiot fucking organization that in the last week has totally turned around, because Peter Chiarelli is the real deal. He's a great general manager. He was a GM for Boston for 9 years. I think they made the playoffs 7 of those 9 years, with 1 Stanley Cup victory, 1 Stanley Cup final appearance, and a President's Trophy. So in 2011, when Boston was the actual Team Canada, because they had more Canadian hockey players on it than Vancouver did, Boston won the Stanley Cup in 2011, which was fucking awesome. They deserved it. They were the best team, and fuck Vancouver, because Vancouver sucks. 2013, Boston played the Chicago Blackhawks, didn't win the Stanley Cup, but they made it to the final. And last year, for the 2014 season, Boston was the best team in the NHL in the regular season, so they won the President's Trophy, kind of like the Rangers did this year. So Peter Chiarelli not only has a track record of success of being the architect of guiding a successful Original Six team into playoffs almost every year, he was a GM, but they won a Stanley Cup, and they made it to the Stanley Cup final, and they won a President's Trophy. So Peter Chiarelli brings respect, credibility, and the Edmonton Oilers aren't such a laughingstock anymore. And the fact that he's smart, brave and kind of mean, he'll make trades if he needs to. I mean, this is the guy who traded Tyler Seguin, right? So he could trade some important Oilers if he thinks that's right. I think this is great. I think this is a good move for Connor McDavid's future in this city and with this franchise, because Connor McDavid could be the next Wayne Gretzky. He is that special and that good. And with Peter Chiarelli looking over his career now instead of Kevin Lowe and Craig McTavish, I think Edmonton Oilers fans, like my roommate who's the biggest Oilers fan I know, who's a smart hockey fan, one of my other best friends who's a big Oilers fan, and a bartender I worked with for a couple years, he's a smart hockey fan. I know smart Oilers fans who I'm friends with and have been friends with that buy season tickets, buy the merchandise, and support the team. They're not stupid. They are the majority of the fans in the city who aren't stupid. But sadly, the vocal minority of this city make them look bad. And Kevin Lowe ruined this franchise for years. 9 years this team didn't make the Stanley Cup playoffs, since they fluked out and made it to the Stanley Cup final in 2006 because of Chris Pronger. So anyway, I'm happy the Oilers signed Peter Chiarelli. I think if you're a real hockey fan in the city and an Edmonton Oilers fan, support him, get behind him. The Oilers are probably going to have a new head coach this year because Dan Balsma, John Tortorella, Mike Babcock, possibly Ken Hitchcock, and fucking Todd McKellen are available. How do the Oilers not try to get one of those 5 guys to coach the Oilers? I think Peter Chiarelli is going to be super awesome. Connor McDavid won't play for the Oilers next year, I don't think, and 100% the Oilers don't make the playoffs next year, but when the Oilers do get to their new building in a couple years, they're going to have a better foundation to build on. They're going to build the team around Connor McDavid, and Peter Chiarelli is the right man to do it. So congrats to those Oilers fans. I'm happy for you, even as a Ranger fan, because the Rangers made a career out of throwing around money to the wrong players, just like Kevin Lowe did for all those times, and Steve Tambellini. Congrats, Oilers fans. I'm happy for you. Like, comment, cheers, whatever. Have a great day. Cheers. Rangers, second round of the playoffs. Cheers.